The thing that keeps you from being all the way to where you want to be is your awareness of where you are. So what do you think constitutes the majority of your beliefs? What is? You look around and you see that, so you believe it. You see that, so you believe it. You see that, and so you believe it. So you see your bank account and you believe it. You see your credit limit and you believe it. You see the bills coming in, you believe it. Reality is so believable because you're translating it through your physical senses. And most people would call it completely illogical for you to believe something that hasn't already manifested. They would call you delusional. They would say, hey man, you've got to face reality. And they don't understand it when you say, I'm not facing reality, I'm creating reality. Because most people are recreating the reality that they're facing. In other words, you just face it and recreate it and face it and recreate it until you get so many beliefs that are so powerful that even when something's right before your eyes, you still can't see it. Because vibrationally, you're incapable of seeing something that opposes the dominant vibration that you've been flowing. So what's the answer? How can you change what is to something that you would prefer? First of all, you got to stop looking so much at what is, because every time you look at it, you compound it more. So when you say, how far am I from what I want? We say, isn't about distance. And it isn't about time either. It's about vibration. And if it's about vibration, then the only way you can translate it into anything relative means it's about emotion. So how far you are from anything means how good or not good you feel about it, period. So if you say, I'm joyful about this, you're right on the doorstep of its unfolding. If you say, I'm pensive about it, or I'm worried about it, or I'm guilty about it, or I'm lonely about it, or I'm disappointed about it, then you're far. But not in terms of distance or time, in terms of vibration. And the thing about understanding that you're only vibrationally far away from it, only emotionally far away from it, is that you can go to sleep at night and, oh, hear this. When you go to sleep at night, all the engines go to sleep too. All momentum stops. And when you wake up in the morning, you're on this neutral track where you get to decide how far you are from what you want. So start out, how far away from a good thought am I, is the thought that you want to have when you wake up. Because if you wake up and you start complaining right away about what went wrong yesterday, then you're far away again. But if you wake up and you're looking for a reason to feel good, then you're warmer. If you look for another reason to feel good, then you're warmer. Look for another reason, and then you've got momentum going, and then there's no distance. And then you're having good ideas. That translation of a vibration to a thought and a thought to a thing, when that idea occurs to you, this is the process of it unfolding. Do you know how much has already happened before there is a manifestation? Almost all of it. When you or anyone, when any of you has a desire that you want to manifest, and you say, how close am I to this manifestation? We say, well, it's 99.99% done. That's how close you are. Wow. That's how close you are to everything that you want. So it's just this one tiny little infinitesimal percentage-wise piece that you are wanting to tap into. But you could hold yourself in that undoneness forever. Just this one little piece that has to come into place. Just this one little piece. You just got to get into the receiving mode, which means you've got to stop complaining, and you've got to stop worrying, and you've got to stop focusing on what doesn't work. You've got to stop stacking those train engines up that are pulling you in opposition, that are making you incapable of being in the receptive mode to receive the next clue and the next clue and the next clue. So it's not about distance. You believe that? And it's not about time. Do you believe that? It is about vibration. Do you believe that? If it's about vibration, then it's about emotion. So if you can get your emotion moving in that joyful direction on any subject, then that last piece of it, and the time factor will be now. The time factor will be right now, right now, right now. And there are millions of dollars in your vortex that you haven't let yourself see yet. There are rendezvous with people in relationships that you haven't let yourself see yet. Not because they're not being broadcast and not because something's holding you apart from it, but only because you haven't done that last little thing that you need to do, which is to chill out, drop off the contradictory engines. We're going to show you how to feel your way into the vortex. Esther said during her meditation over the last few days, I want to feel ease and flow. I want to feel ease and flow. And so just by focusing on the word ease, she began to feel ease. She didn't need a crystal ball that showed her some future event. And she didn't need to look into her physical reality, which is full of ease and not ease. She could feel it through an emotional tuning. And then she was breathing out and in, really focusing on her breath. And as she was breathing out, the word well-being flowed through her mind. And as she was breathing in, she thought ease and flow. And then she began playing a soft game where she breathed out with well-being and in with a word that started with A, that felt like an in the vortex word, appreciation. And then out, well-being, and in, basking, balance. Then out, well-being, and then in, clarity and confidence. And then out, well-being, and then in, delicious, decisive. And then out, well-being, and then in, ease and energy. And then out, well-being, and then in, free and fun. And then out, well-being. She got all the way to X and had to choose excellence, or Y was yes. There was a perfect word, a perfect in the vortex word for every letter of the alphabet. And as she sat there just making her way through the alphabet one time, she knew she was in the vortex. In other words, she just couldn't focus upon that many feelings. And there were many times, the reason that the game was productive for her is because there are many words that begin with whatever letter she was on that were a little off from that feeling of being in the vortex. It caused her to really focus and find the word. Imagine spending 15 minutes feeling for the words of what it feels like in the vortex. She tuned herself so completely with the vibrational frequency of her source, with the vibrational frequency of all that this life and every life has caused her to become, that she was glowing in the dark. We are not kidding you. In other words, when you tune in to the fullness of who you are, then and only then are you living life as you have intended to live it. And then imagine coming out of meditation, after having tuned yourself to that frequency so efficiently, then can you imagine what law of attraction delivered to her that day? Can you even begin to imagine the people she rendezvoused with, the cleverness and clarity of their being? Do you know the dexterity of her body and the balance of her cells? In other words, when you take the time to tune yourself to who you really are, then, as you are living the day, then you're inside the vortex. And then when your friend complains, you're in there with your friend's inner being. You're in there with the source within you. And the words that flow forth from you are helpful words. Words that confirm who they really are, not words that sympathize or feel compassion for where they are. You want to tune to who you are, and nothing else will do for you. All day we've been talking about calibration, so let's just get down to it, how to do it. And we talked about segment intending, and that's the best way of calibrating that we know. Let's say that you've got a notebook in your lap and a pen in your hand, and you're preparing yourself for a segment. A new segment is when you're going to go into a different room maybe, or you're going to be with different people maybe. You're going to do something different. In other words, a segment is any time things change. And now you're identifying how you want to feel and be, what you want your point of attraction to be when you're in that segment. So what segment intending is, it's writing, because writing is a strong point of focus, writing statements that activate within you feelings of well-being, whether you call it fun or security or love or interest. You want to use feeling words. I like the feeling of this, or I savor this. So what is it that is the easiest for you to feel blessed about or good about? I'm thankful for how I feel right now.
Got it.
I'm thankful for who I am.
Yes.
I'm thankful for who I be. I'm thankful that this is my point of attraction. I'm thankful that my inner being is aware of me. I'm thankful that I know this stuff. I feel happy. There is nothing that I would rather do. This is the thing that I love the most of all. This is such a delicious life that I'm living. Can you feel what's going on? I really, 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 Esther writes lots of reallys on her page. I really, 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 really like this. I like this delicious knowing. I'm excited about what's going to unfold. I'm excited about the possibilities and the potentials. I love the feeling of connection and intuition and intuitiveness. I love the feeling of receiving and alignment. I so adore the trust they have in me. I like the feeling of right place, right time. You see what's going on? You see what you're doing? You're calibrating yourself to the whole of who you are. And then under those conditions, that's who you take into that environment. And then that environment is affected by what you know. And the parts about your calibration that help you stick, and the parts that could potentially be there that are not part of your calibration bounce off of you. So you are actually soliciting from the environment in which you are going the components that match the calibration that you accomplished. This is deliberate creation at its very best, you see. There just isn't anything that you can't apply this to. You can be as general or as specific as you're able to be and maintain your feeling of calibration, but you can just feel your well-being come. Do you know that you can do this on behalf of others? You can focus so much on the well-being of some other that you can actually influence their well-being if you really calibrate to that well-being, you see. In fact, it's easier for you to do with others. You do that all day, every day, than it is with yourself. And it's only because what is a little more present or dominant in your experience, you see. So if we were standing in your physical shoes, we'd calibrate on easy things first. And interesting, some of the things that you think are the easiest aren't. The things that you think the most about are the things that you've practiced wonky calibration about. Because you've been calibrating a lot to things as they are, not as you would like them to be. And so we're asking you to uncalibrate beliefs. It's just calibration. And you've calibrated to a lot of things you want, and you've calibrated to a lot of things you don't want, and you just got to know the difference, you see. But when you tune to the frequency of well-being, it is an across-the-board helpful thing. Now, here's what we really want you to understand. When you're in the middle of action, when you're in the middle of conversations, when you're in the middle of events, you're already pretty far down the path. We want you to take away from this gathering the understanding of finding the path of least resistance at an earlier stage, maybe even before it's in this action. Because you see, there's a vibration that is either in alignment with who you really are or isn't. You're in the moment, in the thoughts that you are thinking, in alignment, in full alignment with who you really are, or to some lesser degree, not in alignment with who you really are. So this vibration that is at the root of everything that you are about, and everything that you're living, and everything that everybody else is too, and everything that you're feeling, this vibration, because the law of attraction is gaining momentum, this vibration, whatever it is that you've got going on, is going to evolve. It's going to escalate. It's going to become more. And the first thing that it becomes that is something that you can recognize, we could call it a manifestation. The first thing that you can recognize is a thought that occurs to you, because thoughts are manifestations. You're taking vibration and you are receiving these vibrations at an unconscious level and translating them into something that is meaningful to you. That's how vibrations turn to thoughts, and that's how thoughts turn to things. In other words, this is the evolution of all things, all thought.